So then I threw him down, and then told him straight to his face, Cash, you couldn't catch water if you fell off a boat. But hey, you're quite handy when it comes to catching crocs.
Oh, I'm sorry, was that too soon?
Hello. I am an almost 31-year-old man, and I am here today to share my love for the art form of comic book media and guys in too tight of spandex punching baddies until they croak. Welcome, everybody, to Hype. What are you doing today? The show.
Okay.
Starring Hype.
Oh, what's up? Oh.
No, go on.
So, yeah, oh, what's up, Doug?
I didn't say anything.
Oh. So yeah, I know we did this game a few years ago, but I kind of wanted to redo it because I felt like my gameplay wasn't quite as well as aged as I would have liked it to be, and plus there was an individual and a couple of parts that we don't associate with. So right now, we are doing a re-recording of Batman Arkham Asylum. This is going off the Arkham collection for the Nintendo Switch. And I'll say right now, barring Arkham Knight, because I don't really have any interest in playing it to begin with, and I already know that's going to be a pretty gutted experience, considering how, like, very intricate the original Arkham Knight is. For Asylum and City, I would argue that if you don't have any other means of playing it, and you're not a frame rate snob, this is actually a very optimal way of playing Asylum and City, because it runs just about as well as the original games did, you know, on the PS3 and whatnot. And aside from, like, an initial load that you have at the beginning, load times in these versions are practically non-existent.
Yeah, like,
That's
honestly, from what I can tell, the game's definitely a little more stable than it would be if you were playing this game via PC without any mods.
Yeah.
And boy, howdy, do I remember seeing how this game runs without those mods, because, woof.
And,
Boy, how
yeah.
did that rain? Almost like Scottish weather.
Oh, it's been pretty muggy around here, actually, as well. I don't know if it's been muggy down where James is at, but it's been pretty muggy around
Oh, it's
here.
been pretty muggy down here, too. Like, we've been getting plenty of rain down here. Thank God, it feels like it's been a long time coming.
But
Well,
yeah.
you know, that's good. I mean, considering what's happening considering what happened in California, I'd say it's a good thing you are getting that weather.
Ugh, don't
yes.
get me fucking started. At the very least,
yes,
it's all the way down there, and we're up here.
And I just,
remembered we're over there.
I just remembered Doug is also here. Yes, because Doug is joining us now for our playthrough of Arkham Asylum to go back back into the past. That cop.
I like Batman.
So yes, way back in the year, what was it? 2010, 2009.
It was around those two. Yeah. It was in between 2008 and 2010. I remember it that much. Maybe it was 2009, but whatever the case, it was just before the turn of the decade.
Yep, and around that time, a little known company that had honestly last been known for a game called Urban Chaos Riot Response was tasked with the lofty goal of creating a Batman video game, and on that day created what many consider to be the quintessential Batman video game.
If not the quintessential comic book adaptation, or video game based off of a comic book property.
Yep.
Yeah, I just checked now. August 25th, 2009.
Okay, so it was just before the turn of the decade.
Yep, and after that, two years of separate games.
Wow.
Hey, how's the wife and kids? You miss me? Shut it, clown.
Yeah.
A lot of people here really
So yeah, I guess for those that haven't caught up with this game in a hot minute, so Hype, why don't you tell us why we suddenly brought the Joker back to Arkham Asylum?
So, a lot of what happened here takes place before the events of the game. I think the promo comic ties into this, but Joker just finished attacking the mayor at City Hall, and so we're escorting him back to Arkham, you know, as usual. However, Arkham this time around is a little bit more packed, because due to a very random fire, maybe not so random, a fire at Blackgate Institution, all of Joker's goons from Blackgate are also being transferred over to to Arkham.
Which is already a bit of a worrisome thing, because Arkham is usually only reserved for the worst of the worst.
Yep, and
Or at the very least, the insane of the sane.
Right, and I mean, listen, Joker may not be the most superpowered among Gotham's freaks, but he still has a nice warm seat, waiting for him here.
Yep.
Though speaking of hot seat, but more so cold seat, it's always kind of funny looking back on how this game starts, and I mean, for the most part, I still think this game holds up fairly well. though people can definitely argue that the very first bit of it is essentially a walking simulator.
A little bit,
Yeah.
but it's always neat to see. It's like Half-Life, where like it's a cutscene, but you're still playing, so you're not watching. You have engagement. You are the Batman.
Yeah, which is all nice. Though it also makes you wish, man, I wish there was a skip this segment button or something.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't get to appreciate all the credits that are being shown off and get to hear Joker bantering here.
That's a
I
fair
love
point.
me some credits.
So I should ask. I don't know why I said that with such enthusiasm. So I should ask, Doug, what were your thoughts? What were? Yeah. Oh, the camera.
Sorry,
thing.
I keep forgetting that it's always set to that right off the bat. Anyway, you were saying?
Doug, what were your thoughts when you, if and when you had first tried Arkham Asylum?
I've still yet to try it, honestly, but I'm going to at some point because I need to, as well as
Have
the
you
other Arkham games. Not Night.
Not night. You don't have to put. We don't. We're not. We're probably not going to cover. First of all, Hype has not yet tried the Switch port of Night, and I
don't really plan on it, to be honest, because I'm not in a massive hurry. And honestly, and I say this because I was actually rewatching some parts of it a couple days ago, I feel like for the most part the Night playthrough is aged well enough to I don't think we have to redo it anytime immediately soon.
Oh yeah, no,
Outs-
like I still think there's
outs-
plenty that holds up about it. Like that stack of goons that Logan kept on pummeling down in that exact same spot,
yeah.
or all that one session dedicated to talking about a now retired KFC food item.
Outside of perjury under lawsuit, I am not touching Arkham Knight again.
And I'll say right now, like, yeah, I am redoing Arkham Asylum, obviously, as we can see right now. I don't know if I'm going to redo Arkham City, though, because I feel like my gameplay there isn't quite as aged badly as my Asylum playthrough. As far as the commentary, I'd have to double-check on that, but it's more so Asylum that I'm really wanting to redo than anything.
Oh,
That's
good.
fair.
I think it's
Which
come a
is
long
fair.
way since then.
I mean, you made it especially clear that your initial playthrough of Arkham Asylum wasn't the best. So, I mean, hey, no better time than now since it now has a Switch version.
Uh-huh.
Fair.
Heck yeah.
I think it was fine, and I think it'll be fun to revisit this now. Because, I have not yet tried out the Arkham Collection version. How much is the Arkham Collection for those 3, it should have been 4 games?
I think it's either 30 or 40 bucks. I got off a winter sale. Well, I don't know if it was a winter sale. I do know I got a discount when it was on a sale, but I want to say it cost at least around the same price as the Return to Arkham ports for the other consoles.
Hey, Croc. You know there's nothing on the TV, right? It's just the symbol.
Who's to say he's looking at the TV?
That was a symbol the entire time.
He's just looking. 1 toe, 2 toes.
3 toes.
That's 1 more toe than yesterday, I think. Either that or I can count more.
I can imagine Killer Croc being the type to maybe practice his numbers by counting how many teeth he has.
Yeah, I mean, he has quite a bit to count. And it's really funny, because, like, I don't know how many comics really handle this to, like, varying degrees, but I feel like Arkham is one of the first times that really pushed just how bestial Croc can be.
For real, like, look at the size of that guy.
I feel bad at saying I kind of like what Knight ended up doing with his design a little bit by making it more Croc-like, but voice-wise, I just don't know. But it's fun anyway. So,
You know, I forgot to ask him for a new belt. Oops.
Damn it, that's right. That was the joke. Whoops. But,
And maybe a leather jacket to go.
They do say
Or a
green
leather
is...
suit.
They do say that green is in this year. I mean, look at my hair.
How does it feel? How does it feel to see this? Does it feel like does it feel better compared to the 360? Like more solid or like on par?
Well, like I said, like aside from the frame rates, aside from the frame rate issue no longer being an issue, it controls just about as well. It performs just about as well. Really, it's almost as if I'm just playing it on emulator at this point.
Hey, look at look at it this way. At least we're playing it this way as opposed to the Return to Arkham collection that came out a few years ago.
Alright.
Yeah, it's like that one has like some benefits, but as a whole, I feel like it kind of lost a lot of what made the grittier art style here, as popping as it used to be, for better or worse.
You ever wonder if these models looked even more waxy than they did originally?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
What's he doing? Stay where you are. Get a flashlight. Get a light on him.
don't worry, we got it taken care of.
Yeah, he ain't getting far.
Especially not with Batman here.
Yeah, Batman's got that night vision on, and he...
What? Don't you trust
Oh.
me?
Not only that, we also
No.
have a special thing that... Actually, can you activate that particular vision yet?
Detective mode? I think you have to wait a bit.
Yeah, I think the game will let you know when you can start using it.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, what do we use detective mode on? It's not like we have X-ray vision or anything.
Well, at the very least, I was gonna use it to like, explain the fact of how Batman kept his grip on Joker the whole time, as I'm pretty sure he has night vision in that cowl.
Right. Oh,
Hey!
what a sight for
Looking-
Soul Rise. And Jack the shit, too.
Yeah, I was like looking the most ripped he's ever seen. There.
I mean, sometimes when you're dealing with Arkham, you gotta make sure you're well prepared.
Yeah, I mean, heck, look at Jim here.
Batman, you son of a bitch! And they just clasp arms.
I mean, Jim probably would be one of the few people Batman would trust to do that.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Listen,
Yeah.
I appreciate the assistance, but he'll unsettle the more violent inmates.
Oh.
I think he's talking about you, Bats. Don't be a stranger. You're always welcome.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of amazing that Batman even got this far with all his gadgets.
Yeah.
You okay? He surrendered almost without a fight. I don't like it.
Oh dear.
At least he's back where he belongs.
Also, still so weird looking back in the time when Tom Kane was still active in voice acting, especially when voicing like multiple characters in this game alone. Uh-oh.
Yeah, oh boy.
Joker's loose. Alert the warden.
That's why we need the buddy system.
Well, he did have a buddy system. It's just that Joker took out both the buddies.
Jesus.
Some things never change, even for the Joker.
I'm home.
Come on in.
Hey. Oh, boy. Oh boy.
To think there were brighter times when Harley was still a thing.
Madhouse, Batman.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to that a little bit, but right now we have a bit of a problem here. Yeah, Joker, is obvious out, and it looks like he let out a few people while he was on his way out.
So, explain to us once again, as if this was someone's first time viewing, the art form of the Arkham combat.
Ow!
So basically, what made this combat system very revolutionary in a lot of ways is the fact that, as long as they're within range, Batman can pretty much actually cycle between each of the different mooks every time he lands a blow. And provided you don't get hit and don't button mash, you can actually take out a lot of foes at once with what this game dubs the free flow combat system.
Right. Oh, nice. And keep an eye out for the blue symbol to know you can counter and just keep that flow moving.
Yep.
And yeah, especially take note of Hype's mention that don't button mash. This is not a Devil May Cry. This is not a Kingdom Hearts scenario. There is almost a rhythm you have to get into of when to push your buttons right before impact.
Exactly. Think rhythmatically.
Actually, did that add into this game, or was that City where you can tap the button to start attacking, but if you tap the button right as your punch would connect, you deal more damage?
I think that is still in this game. I just don't think it's quite as refined as it is in City.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Well, what rotten luck. An asylum
Yeah.
full of the worst that Gotham and Beyond has to offer, and then it's being run by a lunatic now. Oh, wait, what am I saying? It's always been that way.
I was like, it feels like there's some, it feels fitting to me somehow, but... Alright, let's go pay them a visit. Of course.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. I'm aware of it.
Always has been.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, so I guess it should be said right off the bat, now that we got the chattering teeth all around. I assume, Hype, that for this playthrough we're pretty much going to be keeping things relatively straightforward.
About as straightforward as I can try to be, because that's the thing, like, compared to the other games, the Riddler, spoiler alert, the Riddler shenanigans are a lot more straightforward here, so, like, unless there's one, like, right in the way, and I don't have to work too hard to get it, I'm gonna try to prioritize the story first and foremost.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Fair enough.
And of course, I mean, of course, you're Batman, so your fists are not the only thing in your, armory to use against people.
I like the foreshadowing on the screen up there. It's just showing all the inmates, like, flooding through the hallways, coming right at you.
It's very good.
I was thinking of a dumb.
Beforehand.
I was thinking of a dumb joke right just at that load, and it's like, fuck no.
What were we about to say?
It's like, these fists aren't for show. The true prize is within the cape.
Oh.
What happened?
Joker happened. You're lucky to be alive.
He must have gone this way. Door's jammed.
I forgot how slightly silly some of the human models looked, but they're stylized at least.
Yeah. Again, this was never the Arkham series' strong suit.
I'm with Batman. Hello?
But it's better. But I would say I think City did it the best, because by night, again, it was almost like a doll face. But
it's kind of sad to pull. It's sad it's even like that when you like one generation ahead.
Can. Help's on the way.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that you say that, because, like, in many ways, like, City doesn't look that much different graphically compared to Asylum, but otherwise, yeah, I would say it definitely has aged fairly well for a PS3 game.
He's running
Yeah.
free in Arkham.
hey, Oracle.
Yep.
So it's funny for the longest
so-
time, like,
Joker's not far
like,
out.
I wouldn't outright say I'm like the biggest Batman fan around, but I was familiar enough with the dude and his gallery of villains. And then I think this is like the very first time I was even aware of Oracle being a thing and not realizing, oh wait, that's Barbara.
Wait here.
Yeah, I guess for those that don't know, I don't know if it's more well known than it was back then. Oracle is an
Victor,
alternate.
what are you doing?
What's up?
What is Zaz up to? I called him Victor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's his name.
Yeah, that's Victor Zsasz.
Victor Zsasz, yeah, that's his name. Basically, he's a serial killer who, it's hard to tell from that angle, but for every kill he makes, he marks them on a tally on his body.
Ouch.
I swear it reminds me of something, but I cannot quite pinpoint what.
I don't know. But sorry, continue with Oracle and Barbara.
Yeah.
So yeah, Barbara Gordon, who I think a lot of people recognize as Homework Soldier, who a lot of people recognize as
my God.
What the
Batgirl.
fuck, Batman?
Oh,
He was very worried about what he did there. Continue.
look, I'm flattered, but
Damn, man.
Hey, detective mode. Yeah, sorry, continue. So Barbara.
yeah, everyone knows her as Batgirl, but there was a time in the comics, after Joker paralyzed her, where she pretty much decided she didn't want to retire, she still wanted to help out, but as a more, like, intellect-focused entity known as the Oracle. Nut punch.
That'll do it. he says with his last breath.
I love nut punching.
Oh, hello.
Now we get our proper intro to Harley here, who, not for nothing, kind of started a trend of Harley appearances that I'm not the biggest fan of, where they tried to, like, revitalize her outfit into, let's not beat around the bush here, more fan servicey fashions.
I mean, you can just say how it is, hype. It's totally trashy.
Yeah.
Excessive.
What about you, Doug? Do you have any thoughts or inputs about Harley in this game, or anything past?
One chance to surrender.
Not really, honestly. I can always appreciate the voice, of course, here.
Of course.
Right. Yeah, like we mentioned, this is one of the final times that the late Arlene Sorkin got to voice Harley before her passing, and you know what? I know there are plenty of good actors that have voiced Harley up to this point, not gonna besmirch any of them, but Arlene really does just hit different. It is just a shame that she's no longer with us.
Yeah.
I only wish that there was some way, because they do it in, like, Arkham Knight and a couple other things, but I wish there was some way that they could have modded so that you could have her classic Harley look in this game as well.
He's lying. It's just
Because they already have that model
Yeah.
swap thing in that one the Arkham Knight DLC.
Well, I know
Right.
it's like that in Arkham Knight. I want to say there's like an allusion to it in City. I might be thinking of a different game, though.
Isn't it with all those, like, bobble-headed statues that you have to blow up with the shot pistol?
That's it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Actually, good point. I forgot to ask. Does the Arkham Collection include all the DLC for the games?
For Asylum and City, yes. I don't know how much of it is included in Night. Ooh, shiny.
I mean, considering it's been like shit. Actually, shit. It's already been over 10 years. I'd assume they probably kept most of it, if not all of it.
Yeah.
Alright. Woo!
Oh yeah, that reminded me. Speaking of Night, can you believe it? Later in June, it's gonna be 10 years old.
Yeah.
I will to my dying day, like I will say, I will defend that game in the sense of when you like. There's this one video that's called "These games are 7 years apart" or something, and it's comparing how Arkham Knight looks visually compared to Gotham Knights.
Are you, actually, you know, I'm sure that exists. I thought you were talking about the video where it compares Arkham Knight to Suicide Squad.
I'm sure that also exists. Just, the point being that I will, like, for as much as I dislike the bloat in that game in terms of, like, what it tried to pass off as, like, feasible content, I think that game, like, I think that it's an incredible looking Gotham for me.
I mean,
visually, it's aged just fine.
It looks amazing. Just looks amazing, but so much to fucking traverse with the Batmobile.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, it's just a shame that the Batmobile in and of itself, they put too much focus on it, especially when it comes to like combat.
Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't mind it as another means of traversal, but yeah, it's the combat stuff that I felt like it could have done without.
Right, and I mean, I'll say for what it's worth, like I'm not against the idea of what they did with all those like those Riddler challenges involving the Batmobile.
That was nifty.
No one gets left behind.
Even the Fox.
But I still don't like you.
You're not going to be left behind, but I'm going to knock you out.
What's that thingy you're filling up in the upper left there, Hyde?
Oh, that is an experience bar of sorts. Basically, after you do encounters or when you collect enough things, that bar will fill up to where you can be able to unlock upgrades for Batman.
Fair enough.
I know it was the teeth, but on my end it looked like a fucking small-ass rat. It's like, I must get the rat.
You know, it's funny, like, I did see a rat crawl around earlier, and I instinctively did try to batarang it.
Oh, that's what that was. Oh, shit, alright.
Well, not then. It was a little earlier in the game.
Oh, smokes. A rat.
Oh,
hello. I just imagined Batman doing that little jig the guy was doing in the video, where he, like, shuffles back and forth, and oh, no, alright.
Dude, if I ever cosplay as Batman, that's my first thing I'm doing.
Fair enough. So
that'll
is
be
there
fun.
is there any point to hitting the chattering teeth everywhere?
They're tied to Riddler's contribution to this game, which we'll learn a little bit more about a little later in the game.
Hey, J-Man.
Whoop.
There's no escape, Joker.
as opposed to the other J-Man. That'd be me.
Yeah. Just not yet.
So, get a load of this freak right here.
Yeah, he's no Bane, but he is still a thing, alright.
You ever do that thing where you can pump up one arm to hell and back, but you just leave the other one hanging?
So Left 4 Dead Charger.
Essentially.
It's first thing I was thinking, yeah.
Hey, cool. Alright. So, hi. Tell us about the eponymous problem that... Not that this guy himself is a problem, per se, but the new problem that is about to befall Gotham introduced with this old bloke.
So this fella right here, he won't get properly name-dropped until a little later in the game, but the Arkham series introduced a thing called Titan, which is in-universe like basically a souped-up bootleg version of Venom, you know, the stuff that Bane uses. And Joker is going to use this Titan to create an army of monsters. This is his first test subject, and, you know, it still has a few kinks that need to be ironed out.
Boy, wouldn't it have been awkward if the Arkhamverse actually had the Titans?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That would have been something, yeah.
Honestly, that would be cool, though, to see, like, with that art direction, what a Raven, Beast Boy, Starfire, what all of them would have looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, if anything,
Well, I mean, like, we know other DC characters exist in the Arkhamverse, we just don't really get to see them often.
Yeah. Aw. He just didn't have the heart in him anymore to go on.
I don't want to fight.
Oh.
Oh yeah, more like his body cannot handle that much.
Well,
Yeah.
self needs stronger test subjects. Since
Just a little trial and error.
I'll give you this one for free. Knock me off. I dare you. End this. Pull the plug. Stop me once and for all.
Well, I mean, he did try to earlier, and he just ducked.
But then he realized, wait, why did I even do it the first time? I'd go against my code, goddammit.
Well, I'd love to stay in the chat, but I have a party to organize. I've got guests flying in from all.
And in hindsight, with the ending of the night, this is an interesting shot to reuse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I never. Man, now that you mention that, I didn't even realize that's exactly what they were calling back to.
The first Titan.
Well, I know that was something that... Like, I wanted to say that was something that Matt pointed out when we were doing the game, wasn't it?
He did, and I still think it was very interesting where it all began and where it all ended, and an upgrade point. The bats. Hold on,
Yep.
hold on,
Like I
hold
mentioned
on,
earlier.
cadet. The bats have granted me a power. I said, what?
But yeah, like I mentioned, now we can be able to upgrade things. Basically, the only stuff that we have right now are some combat upgrades, like being able to throw mooks. This is very handy, where it, like, pretty much doubles the power of normal strikes. Helps to feed into, like, special combos. This is very handy if you're into stealth, the inverted takedown.
Oh, classic.
A health upgrade where Batman looks like he's passing stone. And just some power-ups, or power-ups to gadgets later. Since we're going to be going to a stealth section pretty soon, I'll go ahead and get this.
Sounds good, sounds good.
So let it be known that technically the game considers these upgrades as something that he gets from Wingtech. So he's essentially, once he reaches a certain threshold, he calls Lucius Fox to tell him, hey, I want to have better armor.
Yep. And don't mind that, that's... The talk button is the same as your stun button, which we'll get more into that later.
Well, no, it's not that. I just kind of instinctively thought that the A and B buttons on my controller were swapped.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, since you are using the Switch controller, I guess that would lead to a little bit of confusion.
Alright, well.
Just a little.
Let's get a mosey in.
What's wrong here? The main
What?
security loop is locked.
Having a little trouble up there?
Of course, he even got a hold of the security mainframes.
No escape, Joker.
Yeah.
Really, Bat? I don't want to escape from having way too much.
Also, a cute little callback there. We won't be seeing him until the sequel.
Yeah.
Not for long.
The sequel, and if you look around, you can unlock his bio in this game as well.
You can unlock a whole handful of bios for characters you don't even see in this game. And what's
Yeah.
even funnier is that a lot of them end up getting retconned by the sequel anyway.
Who are we talking about?
Two-Face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, a bit of a development here. Gordon has now been kidnapped by Frank Boles, who is, unbeknownst to a lot of us, was a mole that Joker had in the Arkham security. So now we're gonna have to find Gordon and rescue him.
So what we're saying here is that Frank Bull was just an alias. His real name is Frank Moles.
Boles wasn't too smart.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Left a trail.
Alright,
You know, that's probably the exact reason why they named him that, just because it sounds so close to mole.
well, alright. We got... Now, how
That's not even my name, Mr. Joker, sir.
What's happening?
So...
Too late, you're officially a mole.
Got your father.
Mole.
Don't worry. I'm
So,
getting him back.
although this is not going to be as open world as the sequels are, how useful is the map, do you think? Or how linear would you say this game is?
Starting where he was taken.
I say linear, but I think a better word would probably be, like, constrained. Because, like, because Arkham, you know, Arkham is a big place. It's just not as big as, like, the other games. And it's one of those things where it's like, Batman is kind of designed to where he can be able to, like, you know, can walk around in here. It's so funny because it's like, again, I don't want to be too harsh to this game because even though I do like the sequels better, I still think Asylum is like a great groundwork for where this Arkham formula gets established.
Yeah.
What's funny is that I've heard plenty of people say that when compared to the sequels, Arkham Asylum treats itself more along the lines of a Metroidvania, because the level design is very similar to that, and also the matter of fact that there's going to be some things that you'll unlock, and some things that can help you explore more of it over time.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that especially with all the gadgets that Batman gets along the way. I mean, yeah, no, I can see where the distinction comes from.
Oracle, I'm at the holding cells. I'm setting up a crime scene.
So what's the plan? Isolate something in that room unique to Boles?
Exactly.
So yeah, now we're beginning another portion of the game where we get various points where we have to scan objects to find them. A little bit rudimentary compared to how it is in a city, and especially Origins, but you know, it still gets the job done.
I have to imagine what Bruce and Lucius were you know, up to for coming up with shit like this.
Well, I'm sure stuff like this could probably come in handy for, like, detective work.
I mean, obviously, but I'm just wondering how the hell they do it.
Huh? Wayne Tech has a lot of rainy people on by.
That is true.
As you do, as you do.
Man, just imagine it. Like it's kind of a no shit thing amongst adults nowadays that, you know, a lot of stuff we use nowadays are just, it's become more commonplace. Originally it was primarily used for, like, military use or whatever. Yeah. But I'm just thinking, like, maybe it's come to a point where they already have something along the lines of detective mode, and we're only just a few, like, I don't know, decades or so away from letting that be a public thing, for better or worse.
Like a Velcro.
Oh, yeah, this, goddammit.
That's a little awkward being able to play the game without the head, because he said that guy's name was Steve.
Never change Joker.
Oh, so I gotta get going to pick up those pizzas and stuff. Real quick, Hype, do you remember when we enter the warden's office?
Oh, if you're talking about... that's
Easter egg.
not a good ways into the game, though, if it's the point I think you're thinking of.
I think that's something you can only find just before the end game.
Okay, because I know we didn't show it off in our first playthrough, and I think that could be something we'd show off in this playthrough.
Oh yeah, it should still be there. It's practically, like I said, it's practically untouched from the PS3 version.
And it's funny because it was a secret that nobody at the time of launch ever even found or knew about until after the thing it alluded to had already come out.
Yeah.
Clever like that. All right. Any case, I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna be right back after I grab it.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Sir, there better be enough pizza for everybody on this asylum, or so help me!
And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna need okay, so 1, 2, everyone's writing. Okay, I'm gonna need 3, 4. Okay, what do you guys, okay, I need to figure out how many pizzas I'm getting. Why don't you guys slow down? Stop moving!
And
I think I counted one of you twice.
Toppings.
But yes. Alright, I'll be back in a bit.
Alrighty.
Alright, see you in a bit, man.
You know,
Yeah, just imagine... Oh, what's up?
Now, thinking back to at least one particular inmate in this game, I can imagine most, if you know, if there's no help to pay, they primarily just get meat pizzas.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, like, Actually, hang on. Can I be able to access this right away?
I don't think you can, no. You need a, which is weird, because you already have the freaking, like, grapple hook, but for some reason,
you know what,
you need, like...
I was about to say, I was actually thinking of, like, another thing, but thank you for pointing that out. I probably wouldn't be able to get that. I'm talking about another collectible that we'll be seeing throughout the game as well, which you can find back here.
That's fair. Honestly, it's so weird, because I know there's some cases where you're going to need, like, a more... It's like a really... It's kind of like a grapple hook, except it's not. Like, you primarily use it to take down certain blockades or whatever. Which is kind of funny to me, considering you'd think the Batman's grappling hook here will do the job just as well.
Yeah, like you think they would be just, not weapons, gadgets that are essentially one and the same.
Yeah. I won't deny that there's a little bit of redundancy with some of Batman's utility in this game, but otherwise it's nothing too weird.
Nothing too glaring.
Yeah, nothing too glaring. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course. Unfortunately, Batman's going to have to take the long way up, but look at the bright side. At least he took some notes from a certain other IP that IDOS used to own for the longest time, which is how he's able to do a whole bunch of creeping and crawling and the occasional grappling hook shenanigans. Also,
here's what I was thinking of, the other collectible that we're going to be seeing a bit
the
of.
Spirit of Arkham.
The spirit of Amadeus Arkham. Through my actions, I have saved this cursed city. though my own curse is to forever remain in the shadows. My story is carved into the very soul of Arkham, and will only be revealed to those dedicated enough to discover it.
Thank you.
No promises.
Seems all deep and thought-provoking and whatnot. And then you realize whoever is scribbling on these walls is a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, I mean, that's not too far removed.
I mean, for all we know,
this
maybe
place
he
is
was...
for the insane.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's just as much at home with all the inmates here.
Yeah. Nice
Or maybe he's
cracking.
higher up on the food chain. Who knows?
Ah, my skull!
Not yet, but I'm getting close. Harley Quinn tried to slow me down.
You know, maybe if we're lucky, we'll be able to save old dear dad just as soon as Logan gets all those pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if we had to guess what kind of toppings Jim likes on his pizza, what would you think it'd be?
Jim kind of strikes me as a ham pizza guy.
Ham pizza, I could see him being, given his age, I could see him having a thing for black olives.
Yeah.
Oh,
Possibly.
damn!
Oh, now it looks like some of Joker's goons got their hands on the weaponry that the guards have.
Fantastic. So now comes probably what many consider the apex of the Arkham-style gameplay, stealth.
Yep. Because, as you would imagine, taking someone that has a gun head-on isn't the smartest idea, so you gotta have to think of different ways to get around them.
I'm trying to remember what the official definition that the developers use when doing these sections. I want to say it's like Prowler or...
Oh, they call them Predator sections.
Predator sections, thank you. Because essentially, you are the Predator, but you also have to watch out because they, too, are kind of predators in their own right.
Yeah, it's like a predator versus predator battle.
Exactly. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Whoop!
Dog.
You hear that?
Dog.
Eat.
Hang on. Eat. Dog.
Dog. Perfect.
I guess that's when you did that.
I don't think I meant to, but it is pretty amusing when you think about it.
Listen, if it gets him down on the floor faster, by all means.
Fair.
And you know what? Thankfully, the clap of his ass cheeks didn't alert the other goons. Oh, I love this.
You need to set a trap. He must not leave this building. Do you understand me? Oh, look who it is.
Nice timing.
He is burning. I suppose I'd better warn my boys you're on the way.
Honestly, it's just funny if you get him right as he's still monologuing, and he's like, "Oh, look who it is."
Yeah, I tried to time it where I wouldn't interrupt it, but I guess I was a little bit early on that bit of dialogue.
Oh, you're fine. I just still remember. I think it was SGB who did it way back when, where he was just in the middle of that particular line. I think he just they threw a batarang at him, and that's when that all happened. It's like shit like that's priceless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, got 3. Okay.
At the very least, you can get off easy for now, because the worst you have to worry about is just the mooks having their guns on hand. Otherwise, assuming it gets too bad and they actually spot your ass, or if you want to just play it safe, you can always grapple up to these lovely gargoyles that are placed all over.
What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Gargoyles are your best friend.
Because you know, Gotham City loves its quote-unquote Gothic architecture.
Yeah, it certainly does. Dude.
Especially in a shithole like this, you need something to strike fear at all the inmates.
You could be anywhere.
Now, whether or not it actually works or not, that's purely up to you. And also the sequels, because they kind of catch on to that shit eventually.
Yeah. I mean, they eventually catch on to it in this game as well. It just takes a little bit for them to actually do so.
Right. I mean, I definitely remember being more extensive in the sequels, where, if they do catch you swinging up to those gargoyles, you start swinging around like a maniac, they'll start getting the bright idea that, yeah, these things are actually a nuisance, we should take them out.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas here, I think it's only, it's purely a gimmick for one Predator section, one section only.
It's gonna be okay.
control. Joker planned it all.
I'm the Batman.
Da-na-na-na. Eat fist.
Leather, my one weakness. One thing that's also worth noting is that over time, I do think the other inmates, like if they actually do notice some of their allies are down for the count, they will they'll start getting very fidgety, or at the very least, they start being scared shitless. Now I don't know how much that really means in this game, but
Bad kick.
Nice.
It sounds like a fucking slap.
Damn.
Yep.
I mean, it does kind of sound like a slap, but otherwise it's like. Whoop.
Sorry about that. I was trying to. Oop. Actually, I can go ahead and get. Which one is it?
There we go.
Critical combo strikes.
Lucius, give me the gloves that do combo strings.
As you wish, Mr. Wayne.
Again, I just think it's kind of funny that nobody ever takes that into consideration. Like, even though it's clearly just a bunch of very generic upgrades. It's like a typical RPG. You just get stronger or just learn better moves the more you go along. But here they treat them as if they were actual Wayne Tech gadgets.
Yeah.
Well,
and yeah, Joker caught on to the fact that we were trekking Boles.
Yep. So he sprayed him with a whole lot of poisonous mouthwash.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, laugh gas.
Wait a minute.
What's up?
Something is... there it is.
Ah, Dickless. Good to hear from you again.
Probably one of Roxay's favorite inclusions in the series. The Riddler here is going to be pretty much the one big side quest that Asylum has.
Yep. I'll give them credit for what it's worth. If you're going to do, a whole game-long sort of side quest, it would make the most sense to apply it to the Riddler. It's just that they got a little gratuitous with that with the sequels.
Yeah. To varying degrees of gratuity.
Yeah. Many will definitely argue that it never gets any better than, the original game, because they knew it just never felt very, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It just didn't feel quite as overbearing.
Yeah, that's fair. And I'll say, I mentioned it before, but just to reiterate, as far as this playthrough goes, if there are any that are in the way that I feel like I can get without too much hassle, I'll probably get them. Certain, riddle scans I'll do, but I'm not gonna really go out of my way to get any of them, because I do want to try to get things moving at a decent pace.
Right. I mean, the thing that happens after you do manage to solve them all is pretty humorous in its own right. But you could easily see someone else on, any other video on YouTube that shows off the whole process.
Yeah. I mean, there are other incentives for doing it. I think they also, or the Riddler challenges also get you stuff they'll get you some of the character bios that you'll see, and some of them actually unlock, maps for the challenge missions.
That's fair. And I mean, doing them in general does net you more EXP, so I mean... If you do encounter an area where you could clear a riddle or anything, or hell, grab whatever trophies are along the way, by all means, grab them.
Yeah.
Because you'll get stronger doing that.
We apologize for this interruption to our regular broadcast. Jack Ryder is live from the Gotham Bay area with some breaking news.
Huh? Kind of sounds like Riddler.
With breaking news in the Gotham Bay.
Okay, never mind.
Now we have Jack Ryder here, a reoccurring character in the Arkham series, known by a certain superhero persona that he has in the comics, but don't expect to see him in these games.
Still probably the biggest criminal thing that they had to do with Jack Ryder the series is that they never let him be that persona.
Yeah.
Then again, I have to imagine what that would even be like in this universe.
Do you have any experience with Jack Ryder's alternate persona, Doug? Like, do you remember seeing him in like the animated series or any other thing?
Familiar and seen him a few times, but that's it.
All right.
I mean, I guess since we're never going to actually see it in action, why don't you tell us a little more in detail about the Creeper?
So, the Creeper was, keep in mind, I'm going purely off the animated series. I don't know if the comics do it any different. In the animated series, Jack Ryder was a reporter, and he was the latest victim in another one of Joker's, schemes that pretty much... He essentially went into a similar vat of chemicals that the Joker went into, only with Jack Ryder, it pretty much turned him into a vigilante known as the Creeper. He's also, like, super strong, about as strong to, stay toe-to-toe with Batman, and he also has a thing for Harley Quinn.
You know, I'm not terribly surprised. Like, he seems like the kind of personality that want to go for all the girls.
Like, Jesus, boy, keep that to yourself.
Right? And what's with all the pink fur?
Wait, is it pink?
I don't remember if it was pink or not. I just remember he had some sort of, like...
Oh, the bow, I think it was red.
Was it a bow? I thought he had, like, it's been a hot minute since I last saw the animated series design, but I could have sworn he had one of those, like, old school, like, frilly things. I forget what it was like, but like a fur, like... Never mind.
No worries.
So yeah, lo and behold, now we get to be outside of Arkham Asylum and then onto Arkham Asylum itself.
Mm-hmm. And the guards are about patrolling. That's fine and whatnot. However, we also have a problem here. Joker spotted the Batmobile, and he's sending some of his mooks to go rough it up.
All right, boys, go to the Batmobile and make it lose one of its wheels.
My baby.
The baby.
Disable the Batmobile's countermeasure system.
I saw the alert.
Okay, so I have to ask, what countermeasures? What countermeasures?
Well, if I remember correctly, it has stuff like, no bulletproofing. I think it has, like, tasers that it can shoot out from the front.
Sheesh.
I would imagine tasers.
And you saw the need to just disable it right then and there when it was already surrounded by a whole bunch of thugs?
Well, because he's already on his way to beat them up himself.
Fair point. Besides, it probably would waste a little bit of power.
Yeah.
Not Jackson!
Oh, that's right. They're armed.
Well, fantastic. You know what to do.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't think they could see that way.
Damn. Got literally fucking...
good timing.
Fucking side-sniped you. I forget if the original game has it or not, or if it was a primary thing with the sequels, but when you're doing, like, a stealth takedown, like, I think there's an additional option you can do to literally just take them down faster, but it will cause noise.
Oh, that is something they introduced in the sequel. It is not a thing in this game.
That's fair. That's right. Jeez. Look at them. Thinking they're actually putting a dent on that poor thing. They've also noticed how tiny it is.
My baby!
Hats off my baby girl.
Do not touch my baby. I protect baby.
You bullies better be lucky I turned off its counter-measuring systems, otherwise you guys would be toast right now.
Don't touch my baby!
But yeah, no, just look at this thing in comparison to Batman. He was able to fit himself and Joker into it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was like an accidental scaling that they did.
It might have been accidental.
Maybe.
But yeah, now that we protected the Batmobile, we get another handy-dandy gadget that we're going to be using a lot of. Explosive gel, which
Hell yeah.
which you spray it, and it combusts non-lethally in ways that can, like, take care of weak structures as well as stun guards.
Explosive gel, fun to spray with, not to eat.
Search the area around the Batmobile.
That was delicious.
Cordorat, demonstratum. Ow.
Hey, nice work. And yeah, no, it's non-lethal because not even Batman isn't fazed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not majorly anyway.
Strange. Barbara gave it to him. There's no way he'd leave it.
It was his prized possession, and it's suddenly here on the floor. Actually, now that I think about it, the freaking residue coming out of it looks like it's shaped like a bat.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh yeah.
Damn, they knew all along what he was trying to do.
But yeah, not dissimilar to what we did with Boles and his alcohol, we're going to be using the spilt remains of his pipe to find Gordon.
Maybe one day he'll find a reason to quit. But in the meanwhile, it's going to help us out.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good thing that Batman doesn't smoke.
Let's see. So I guess while we're doing...
I assume he at least drinks, but I don't think I never pegged Bruce Wayne as a smoker.
Honestly, I don't think I've really seen Bruce done either of those things, because I imagine doing any of them would go against the, the peak physical condition training that he endures in order to become Batman.
So
I mean, the drinking's a bit excusable considering that if he's holding like a $1 million party and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
as
whenever
Bruce,
he's doing,
obviously.
Oh yeah, whenever he's doing like his little Playboy shenanigans, I assume he'd had at least a couple of drinks.
Yeah, smoking.
Otherwise,
no, I don't see
otherwise, what else is he carrying in those glasses? Kool-Aid.
This is fine Kool-Aid. You want some?
But yeah, I took a bit to examine here. They're doing something very interesting here in the penitentiary. This is something that you can do at random points in the game, where you can visit here, and in this section alone, it becomes essentially a first-person perspective affair.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Now then, I take it, Hype, you're going to do your damnedest to show off every unique instance of this place?
Anytime that I have the convenience to, yeah.
Take off your mask. So, Bats, I was thinking, you really could use a friend in here. Someone to talk to, share secrets with. Shall we start with the big one?
No.
Is that... My past is none of your business, Joker.
Do you really think you can win?
Well, he's had decades of experience proving otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't lost a fight to him yet.
Yeah. You know what, that's something I kind of want to ask Doug, for the sake of involvement, and also to, buy some time while Logan's out getting his pizza. So, Doug, not counting Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, because, I figure those two are kind of no-brainers, do you have any other particular iterations of Batman and Joker that you find yourself particularly partial towards?
Joker, I feel like I need to think about a little bit. Batman, Roger was without saying. Obviously, I think it does a decent job as Batman.
Oh yeah, I like Roger Craig Smith as Batman.
Yeah. Joker, I really need to think on that one. Because Joker's just one of those characters where you have to have the energy of even becoming a Joker.
Right.
Like, if you don't have that charisma of Joker, you're not a Joker.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're no different than all of his impersonators.
Exactly. Joker here.
Joker here!
I mean, probably just for shits and giggles for Joker, maybe Frank Welker.
That's a very old iteration of Joker that he voiced. Interesting pick.
Yeah, I mean, I always imagined Frank would be a really good Joker as well.
Actually, when did Frank voice Joker?
He voiced him in a lot of the really, really old Batman TV shows.
Yeah.
Oh, the Filmation crap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
hey, Harley.
Hey, scram, Bats! This is my me time.
Where's Gordon?
Wouldn't you like to
Nope! I think that might have been a little ill-timed, because it sounded like that clip played before she actually threw the ball at him.
It did, yeah.
Who's to say that this port was going to be 100% perfect?
Yeah. So yeah, looks like we're going to have to find an alternative way of getting into this building.
I mean, come on, it's Batman here. You think you would always use the front door?
No way past
Of course not.
the security gate. Gotta find another route.
What about you, James? Aside from Kevin and Mark, what are some iterations of Batman and Joker that you find yourself particularly enamored with?
Well, I mean, aside from Mark and Kevin, because again, they're pretty much, as you mentioned, pretty much the cream of the crop. I always had a bit of a fascination with Diedrich Bader's take on Batman, mainly when in Brave and the Bold.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorites too.
Oh yeah, no, it's like it's one of those things where it's still like it's kind of narmy, but it's also, it fits within the era it's trying to ape. Other than that, I think Roger's take on Batman was fine, even if it doesn't sound that much different from how he voices Chris Redfield.
Right.
And I guess by extension, I remember thinking Troy's Joker wasn't too bad either in that same game. Otherwise,
Yeah, Troy does a really good imitation of Mark, I think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, to be honest, I can't think of too many other examples. Like, actually, what was his name? Freaking, for what little screen time he did get, I did think John DiMaggio did a pretty decent Joker. Or at the least,
John's probably
an interesting take on Joker.
Oh, John's probably one of my favorites in terms of like the more unique Jokers, like him and Kevin Michael Richardson.
Yeah, I was even about to bring up Kevin Michael Richardson because he just now popped into my head.
Oh yeah, freaking Gorilla Joker.
Yeah.
I will say, going to Troy real quick, like I do like his Joker. I kind of think he's a better Batman in my opinion.
Oh, I can believe that. Yeah.
I could see him more as a Batman. Yeah, his Joker's really good. Yeah.
Why does he need the doctor?
Kind of makes me think back to when you guys remember when Lego's Dimensions was still a thing.
Yep.
Like they actually did have both just Batman and the Lego movie version of Batman in the same game. It's kind of a funny contrast when you actually hear the two together, because I think the normal Lego Batman is voiced by Troy himself, and I mean he pulls a fine enough job there. And then you just got freaking man-child Batman.
Oh, Will Arnett's.
Yes.
That's another one I'll say. Like, I know he's more so a parody Batman than anything, but I actually unironically like Will's performance as Batman.
Oh, I do too. Like, when you really think about what the movie's trying to do, I think that's a pretty amusing take on Batman.
It is amusing, yeah. Especially for a kid-friendly Batman to go with it.
Yeah. Iron Man sucks.
Iron Man sucks. I'm here.
Mom, is Batman drinking wine?
No, that's Kool-Aid, sweetie.
Oh, I love Kool-Aid. Can I have Batman's Kool-Aid, Mama?
No, you can't. It's mine.
It's my Kool-Aid.
No one touches it but me.
And I mean, now let's stop and think about it. I mean, as far as other Batman takes are concerned, I mean, God rest his soul, Adam West is still a fun one.
Oh,
Adam
absolutely.
West, yeah. Love his Batman.
Heck, even when he returned to voice him for the two animated movies based off the old series.
Always gives me the creeps.
Come on, you two go downstairs.
Honestly, it was just amusing with when they did the Two-Face movie. They were actually able to keep things relatively grounded in spite of its, Silver Age nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite surprising.
Probably the best. I mean, if you had to, end on a high note, I'd say that was a pretty good high note.
I'd agree.
So where are they? Okay, they're down there. That's good.
Ah, perfect. They won't notice me choking this poor bastard up here.
No one will ever know.
An inmate. I'll incapacitate him. No one will ever know.
Buddy, I feel you there. Just going into a hospital that's clearly obviously way too, they go way, so freaking hard on its, on just whatever they need to clean the place up, and you can just smell it. Even when you exit the building. Ugh. It's almost like, man, are we sure this place? Are we sure what you're using to clean the place is safe, or are you just using nothing but Axe body spray?
I can definitely smell it from up here.
Ready to go. There
Disgusting.
If you could see Batman as using any particular type of men's care products, what would you see him as?
Oh, wait.
I don't know, but I thought of one just for shits and giggles, freaking called Fuck, I already forgot. Fuck me. I had it in my mind just a second ago.
Damn. I definitely wouldn't see him using either Axe or Dr. Squatch, because that would probably give him away like in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it now. I present my new spray, Wayne spray.
Wayne spray.
He would patent his own version, call it Bat Spray.
Bat Spray.
No, you know what? No. Just in time for the summer season. Freaking shark repellent.
Bunt.
With this bundle, you too can now smell like a billionaire.
And you'll never have to worry, and with that, you'll never have to worry about freaking loan sharks ever hounding down your door.
You're safe now.
Yep. There we go.
I was honestly expecting her to suddenly start shouting for Batman.
Yeah,
I have seen that happen before, where Batman was right up in her grill. She was yelling out for him, and then there's the indoor conversation.
It's like, I'm right here. I'm not deaf like a bat. Wait, bats aren't deaf. Never mind.
I thought bats were blind.
We should go and help.
Oh no.
Well, I'm not blind either. So wait, am I even a bat?
Am I a bat to begin with? I think it depends on the species too, now that I think about it, if I remember.
Yeah, it might be species specific. And I'm just thinking like, am I a bat? No, I'm a Batman.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Da-da. I can imagine at some point, throughout all the years that they made these Batman comics, they would do something as dumb as making Batman just hallucinate the fact that maybe he was a bat all along, as opposed to an actual man dressed up in a bat.
Yeah.
Or dressed up as a bat, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Dressed up in a bat, that'd be fucking disgusting.
Would have been funny if Arkham Knight ended off like that.
Yeah. So now for this portion, we have 3 doctors to save. We can technically save them in any order that we want. The order I'm going to go with is I'm going to be saving this doctor that's on the TV, actually, Dr. Young. I'm going to save her for last because she does have a bit of importance to the plot, once we'll find out later.
Yeah, by technicality, you could say you're saving the best for last.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Don't mind me.
You're in my way.
Batman doing his civic duty to make sure that these men never breed.
This is Batman clearance only.
Oh, hey, Cash.
Yeah, Cash and his friends are locked up in there.
Bat donkey kick.
Oh, did you see the donkey kick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Lucius, give me the donkey boots.
Oh! I call it the batty kick.
No, that right there was the bat steroids.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure Batman would never ever patent.
Well, of course. His steroids are all natural.
Or even green light. Like, come on, he's no freaking what's his face, Bane.
Yeah. Alright, so now, as we can see here, this noxious amnesia gas we have to turn off.
Yeah, don't go anywhere down there, because otherwise you're gonna smell it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that counts as a game over, actually, or if you just immediately, if you're told to immediately grapple hook the just escape.
I think you can grapple up to escape.
Okay.
I'm not gonna find out though, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because I know there's some cases where you're going to do some tricky platforming later, and if you do end up messing up and you're about to fall to your doom, the game will go in slow-mo and prompt you to use the grappling hook.
Yeah.
Also, Jesus Louise, what is with that guy? Sorry there, Iki.
Oh yeah, this guy's stuck here.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, this is kind of...
Don't worry, Iki, we'll get back to that soon.
But yeah, for this poor guy, unfortunately what we're about to do here is kind of a thou we must situation. Oh, that's right, we have to get rid of this first.
Oh yeah, oops. I was going to say, you were about to break your code there, Batman.
There we go.
I guess it's kind of funny when you think about it, because like there are certain cases where they're smart to say that Batman does follow a code, but that doesn't automatically mean he's going to be held responsible for if his actions do eventually lead to someone dying, unless it's someone innocent.
What if I just told them that Joker did? Do you think they'll believe me?
Yeah, it's more so like a matter like it's like what did he say? I know there's a certain line he said once in an adaptation. I can't remember for the life of me what it was, but it was going along the lines of like, "I'll help you, but that doesn't mean I have to save you."
Oh yeah, that's Batman Begins, where he let Ra's basically die.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I just remember 2 other people that can do a pretty decent Batman.
Oh.
The one from The Keep Crusader that me and Sam watched last year, and with the correct script and direction, Keanu.
I mean, yeah, no, I can see it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Keanu voiced him in the Crypto movie.
Early results were promising.
Yeah.
But it was only after the arrival
Okay.
Yep. Now time for our next
Now then.
Doctor that we have to rescue.
Probably the most insignificant of the lot.
Well, I wouldn't say they're insignificant. It's just that this is the most straightforward of them, because it's basically a moot gauntlet.
I know. Just
Yeah. Also, I don't think we ever see this man again after this point.
It's true. You really are the world's greatest detective. How did you do that, Bats?
Oh, you know, I
just got lucky.
train, I read.
Get down there, boys. See if you
I read. I pay attention.
I use
Thank-
I use my 5 senses.
Actually, I not only have 5 and 6 senses, I trained myself to have an elusive Bat 7th sense.
7th sense.
And what is that 7th sense, pray tell?
Wouldn't you like to know, Clown Boy?
What did you like to know, Cowboy?
Don't get too full of yourself, Bats. I'm just softening you up. Think of
There
this
you go.
as a preview to the main event. You'll see.
Poor Logan has to
The
has to decide
fucking
on which-
ragdoll sound in the
Oh yeah, I was about to
background,
say, I heard that too. I wasn't sure what that was at first.
handle these low life.
Man, Logan's really missing out on all this because he
Yeah, for real.
There he is. I'm sure he's fine.
I think he's having a moment. We should leave him alone.
Look, I don't judge. I don't bat judge.
Out loud.
I'm not the other character from the other company.
Wait, did I?
Two
Ooh,
old
friends.
friends, you say?
I like
Really?
surprises. What's a surprise, Joker? And now finally, the last Doctor over in X-Ray.
Yep, Dr. Young. Who, for all intents and purposes, kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think...
We represent all medical.
The more I hear the voice, the more I'm just reminded of fucking Vega from Doom.
Wait, who?
Vega, it's a UI that helps you in the journey of Doom 2016 and Eternal.
Oh, the one with the deep voice.
Yeah. No, that's Samuel. Vega's just the AI program that helps you.
Okay.
Yeah, the deep one, that's Samuel Hayden.
I don't even remember what Vegas sounded like.
Vega sounded like the guy that was just talking from the monitors.
Right.
Maybe is it the same actor? Maybe.
I don't know. I want to see actually.
Okay, so this room is very interesting. So we're going to use the explosive gel to knock out all the goons here. However, we have to knock out every goon, so we have to find every explodable wall that's in this room and detonate it all at once.
Yeah, and that is one thing that the whole section will make you very aware of if you haven't already noticed on the bottom of the portion of the screen. You only get 3 charges. Oh right, you gotta go up top too. But first, Riddler trophy. Swing and a miss, Batman.
My bad. Let's see. Is there a...
There should be, unless... Where's the other wall?
Oh, you know what? I think it is just the 2.
Oh, is it just the 2? I thought there were like 3. All right. Just for added measure.
This one's just for me.
Goodbye!
God damn.
At the very least, Dr. Young was not among the casualties.
Yeah, how she survived that, I will say, is very commendable.
Alright, just check. No, it's not the same. I could have sworn
So,
it was.
well,
It
are
did
you?
sound like.
You certainly look no worse for wear.
They were talking like they were in control. Is it true the Joker escaped?
Unfortunately, yes. But not for long.
I'd been studying Joker's case for months when he broke out. The warden was very specific he wanted Joker cured.
Good to know, Dr. Young, or should I say, Miss... Is this Bree Summers?
Yeah, it's Bree Summers.
Good to know, Miss Summers.
Hunting down the other doctors.
Not a problem. All staff have been rescued. You'll be safer if you remain here.
Oh, come on.
Well, I mean, I guess we did make our own openings, so...
That is true.
Don't mind that.
Use the same hole you just blew up.
Now,
Unfortunately, Joker isn't going to take too kindly to you saving all those doctors.
Yep. So, interesting thing about this present, it actually has a new enemy type for this game.
Aw, you gotta
The
go
knife
spoiling the
moves.
surprise. Oh boy. So what do we need to know about the knife moves?
Basically, they will block attacks, so you have to stun them first before you can actually take them out.
Duly noted. I can imagine they can be a bit of a bitch to deal with in a crowd.
Yeah, they usually are. Alright, now to meet up with all of the other doctors, and we also get to see... actually, yeah, he won't show up until a few seconds, but yeah.
Yes, they're safe now.
Batman,
Here he is.
got another problem.
There you guys are.
I need to get back to the mansion. All my research notes are there. We can't risk Joker getting his hands on them.
It's not safe, Doctor. The island's a war zone. You won't stand a
But
chance.
my research! My research!
I'll get her there, Batman. You ask me. It's about time for a little payback.
I don't like it.
Well, assuming you can work with just one hand. Uh-oh.
It's coming from the lower floor.
Cash, take Dr. Young. Get her notes and then find somewhere safe to hold up. Everyone else, go to the observation room. Barricade yourselves in.
So yeah, we gotta deal with the reinforcements.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, it's not too many for now. Just 3 mooks.
Yep, just there to catch you by surprise.
Alfred, I brought the pizzas.
Oh boy, pizza time!
That pizza, my favorite.
You missed a lot, my friend.
Well, of course,
yeah.
I'm aware. I'm aware. I did. I went to the pizza place. It was supposed to be a pickup time before 45. For those who are playing the home game, it is currently 5:20 because even though I put in the order like 2 hours ago, they still weren't ready and it was still going to be another 10 minutes. And then suddenly the lunch rush, or dinner rush, I guess, like showed up right after me, so it became very busy. So I do not envy the staff having to do all of that. So what all did I miss?
Well, as far as story significance goes, we had to rescue a couple of doctors that the Joker had trapped, including Dr. Young, who we'll know a little bit more about in a bit. Joker also alluded to the fact that we're going to be meeting 2 special people coming up soon. Gameplay-wise, though, you did miss a rather marvelous bit of ragdolling.
Oh, yeah.
I like ragdolling, man.
One guy was nearly wigging himself out of existence.
Yeah.
So how all does the stealth feel in this game compared to City?
It's just about as invigorating, even if I do appreciate how more refined it is in City.
Alright.
What would you say among your Christmas list are the things that you're most looking forward to when, if ever, you were to return to the sequel?
Well, I do appreciate how more flexible Batman is overall to control. I'm gonna miss that. I do miss that much.
Yeah. Oh. I love the idea of just the 2 of you like just hanging out like corner back to back, like, you know, it really is times like these where I get to really feel like I know you, Johnson of the Joker Brigade. I mean, just who'd have thought?
My name is Bell.
Two crazy guys like us. What are we doing in this world? Anyway, I'll see you after you wake up from this concussion.
Okay.
Man, I just noticed that for a moment. Like, well, as you're putting him right down to sleep, I can just think, imagine if that Joker tooth actually did, like, freaking bite him in the foot as he was lying down.
Yeah, that would be rather awkward.
Is that Killer Croc's thing?
Yep, that's
his old soul, yeah.
Croc.
I do think it's nifty, though, that I'll say right now, I prefer this as opposed to Riddler trophy hunting. I like the idea of actually searching for, like a scavenger hunt for, like, you know, various scenes and stuff.
I mean, it helps too in Arkham Asylum's case. It's all condensed to such a point where you don't have to go search. It's not as bad of a pixel hunt.
Right. Not to mention, it does get carried over into City as well with a lot of the stuff you can scan. I don't know how much it is compared to Night, though.
Night, from what I remember, from what I can immediately remember, the big store spot when it comes to the Riddler, like the Riddler challenges in general, or not the Riddler challenges, the Riddler side quests in general, the worst it ever gets is with City. Like, Asylum is the most, it's, you know, the most tolerable it'll ever be, and I think Arkham Knight did dial it down a little bit compared to City, but you still had those racing challenges and whatnot.
Yeah. And Origins, I don't remember being quite as bad about, since, like, in terms of quantity, it kind of has, like, a little sweet spot between Asylum and City.
So,
oh yeah,
like,
so terribly sorry. Terribly sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I only just realized now that someone slipped Batman the old taco stank while he was in the elevator, and now he's starting to see shit.
Yep.
Excuse me, not taco, guacamole steak. Yeah, it was all green and whatnot.
I mean, the taco stank can be green too, depending on what you put in the tacos.
Fair point. Man, that was a whole lot of guac.
Revenge guac.
Revenge guac.
Revenge guac, yes!
Well, no. It's just a squawk. Gordon,
well, no, in the case of who we're dealing with here, it's definitely revenge guac.
That's true. I'm so angry I can feel it in my eyes.
God, yes. Man, such a weird-ass fucking phrase, and yet it's one of those things where he's like, it never leaves your head after you hear it at least once or twice.
It's the silly
Yeah.
It's yeah, exactly. It's the stupidity of it all. But,
Jim! Jim!
Oh, shit, Jim.
Batman, your detective vision is left on.
I'm sorry, Jim.
Oh, this is awkward.
Who's that? What's that?
Barbara. I'm sorry. I was too late.
I'm sorry. The number you've
So,
dialed.
kind of goes without saying, we all know what exactly is going on at the given moment. What do you think Barbara's dealing with right now as Batman's going through this whole hallucinogenic episode?
Well, I guess it depends on if he's even being in contact with Barbara at this point.
Right, or let alone if he's even, like, doing everything you're seeing on screen right now, because things are going to get trippy in a bit.
Is he, like, do you think he's even conscious, or is he just walking around in a haze?
Well, I know by the final time you have to start dealing with these hallucinations, he's definitely on the move. If he's even in this state, he's able to take out you-know-who.
Yeah.
I suppose that's true, actually, yeah.
Someone's in these body bags.
Father.
Papa?
You should have stood up to him, son. Like a man.
He was only like 7 at the time. Cut him a little slack.
That was a Boy Scout.
Excuses.
Mom?
Mother,
Miraculously, she still has her necklace
I was about to
on.
say, Mother, I told you those pearls made your neck look fat. You didn't have to wear them. Who are you, then?
Hello, peekaboo.
So yeah, like James mentioned earlier, Scarecrow is one of the people that the Joker alluded to us visiting, and we are currently in the middle of a massive fear-induced trip that he has us on.
Yep. And let's just say it as it is. These are pretty much the game's excuse to give Batman some semblance of a wacky platformer challenge.
Do 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 do.
And yeah, the bat signal being your end goal post. And a mean Bowser.
Man, imagine that for a moment. If there was ever a future 3D Mario game where you just have to where you actually had a whole like stealth segment against a giant Bowser.
Okay, I guess the giant Bowser, that's fair, because I was about to say, didn't 3D World try to have a stealth level?
3D World had, yeah, that it did with that whole castle area where if you got hit by the searchlights, cat bullet bills would start coming in your direction.
Ironically,
sometimes you had to take use to your advantage.
Ironically, of all things, Princess Peach Showtime had something most similar to what we're experiencing right now.
Yes, it did.
With the searchlight thing.
Right. That's right with the snake.
Right. So yeah, as you can see, obviously we have to avoid Scarecrow's gaze. If you get caught in the light, he will kill you, and you have to restart from the last checkpoint.
Yep.
And you know what? Now that you're back, Logan, I want. Oh, don't mind that. Now that you're back, Logan, I want to ask you something that I did ask James and Doug here. So, not counting Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, because those two go without saying, do you have any iterations of Batman and Joker that you personally really enjoy?
A Batman and Joker. Oh gosh. Oh, now he's curious. I mean, oh gosh. I mean, Joker-wise, I think of all things, John DiMaggio actually does a very unique take on Joker I like.
I agree.
And face the light.
The signal!
But unfortunately, that's only step one, isn't it?
Oh yeah, one of three.
You know what? Going back to that whole question, I just realized one other very, very specific take that I don't remember enough of, but there's one particular line from Joker in Injustice that'll never leave my head for the rest of my days. I forget who played. Who played him in that game again?
Hold on, Oracle.
That is Richard Epcar.
Hold on,
Richard
Oracle.
Epcar.
I must
like his
consult
Joker.
the bats.
Yeah, exactly. I was consulting.
Anyway, continue.
But yeah, go my thing. Like the one line from that game I'll always remember, and it's from the Joker, and it's like, "I should be dead." Thanks, Happy Pill.
Thanks, Happy Pill.
That's a fun
I
one.
still love that show. That's love to this day.
And I will say the Joker, and I will say as far as Joker, another Joker is honestly, I think the one on the Harley Quinn show is not bad.
Oh yeah, he's good too.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Had a little run-in with Scarecrow.
Wayne Tech promised me an electric car by this year. I put a deposit down. Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce? Where's my damn electric car, Bruce? But yeah. In any case,
I forget, Logan, if you were with us when I was bringing, like, when this hype was, on the level of screen there for a moment. Like, we have to remember that for all the. Oh, so it was just a random guard.
Still tragic, but. Yeah.
That sucks. But, what was I going to say? Just the fact that whenever he's going into the level of screen, like, all of his power-ups are fueled by Wayne Tech.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that at first, yeah.
Yeah.
I just still like the idea of, like...
I just think that's silly. Like, when you think about it. Considering a lot of them are just natural, like, just him getting stronger, as opposed to, like, any particular... Nice.
I still just like the idea of... Done? I still just like the idea of, like, the bats speak to him. The bats teach him the ways, and bam. Now, you would think it's
the bats speak to them because they're grateful for them being freed.
Now, are there any upgrades you can get hyped to just have explosive gel just knock them out?
Well, technically, in stealth sections, you can knock them out permanently, depending on what terrain you have them set to.
Okay.
And also depending on their positioning as well.
Fair enough. Yeah, here.
Also, how sweet of Joker to keep spraying a whole bunch of arrows to lead me the way.
Yeah. I mean, he does like having Betsy involved.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Welcome to Batman European Extreme Edition.
Yep.
It looks like you could use a new sidekick.
So this.
What do you think, Mr. Teddy Bear?
So this takes place after Jason.
Yes.
considering what we'll deal with later in the Arkham Knight, I'd assume that's a yes.
Okay.
But yeah, as you guys joked about, yeah, this is a special type of stealth mission. It's not even the last time we're going to be doing it, where we basically have to get through here without being detected by any of the mooks. It's really not as hard as you think it is. You just have to be, you just have to not be reckless.
Now,
obviously don't be reckless and never let one of them spot you.
Now, can they spot a body of their comrades and apparently not catch on to the fact that Batman's in the room with them?
I don't think you have to worry about it in this particular mission.
Okay.
No, and I don't remember if that was actually a case in the next one either. Otherwise, I'd imagine that'd be pretty that'd honestly be pretty busted if they did have to follow that kind of rule set.
Because you'd think that a goon would see a fellow goon on the ground and think to themselves, well, he's not taking a nap.
I mean, at that point, you may as well take another page from Metal Gear Solid and just have it to where if you knock down the mook, then it's your civic duty to hide them so the others don't see them.
Right. Careful on your left.
Yeah.
Is there anybody? Okay, he's walking back the way.
I already took care of the guy on the left.
Okay, I didn't know if he was walking in a square or just up and down. And okay, so it looks like it's decent, not too many. Are there other difficulty levels in this game?
Yes, there are. When you start a save file, you can set it between easy, normal, and hard. Hard is basically, as far as difficulty goes, it's the closest thing to New Game Plus that you'll get, where not only do they hit harder, they also disable the counter thing.
Do you get to?
So it's
go ahead.
Real quick. It says there's two armed mooks at the given moment. I hope that one of them is Harley. Okay, yeah, it's Harley.
Yep. We just need a something.
Then yeah, you're all set.
We just got to ascend up there somehow to get up to her.
Well, there's these
steps.
steps.
Otherwise she'll be prompted to do her worst. And boy, howdy does she follow up on that if you fail.
Yep.
Actually pretty fucked up when you really think about it.
Over.
Whoop.
Oh, thank you.
Don't mind me, just crashing in. You're welcome.
He's trying to prove something. I'm not sure I can stop him this time.
You'll do it. Batman, listen. We're not alone.
I never took you as much of a Debbie Downer, Batman.
I don't know what it is.
You're usually so chipper and happy.
Spoiling the surprise.
Be quiet.
Oh, am I getting to you?
I guess when you think about it, with how much Batman's been through all these years, I guess it would lead to a tougher skin. I mean, heck, look at season
what is
season
going
4 of the
on
Indian
in
series.
here?
Yeah.
Oh my giddy aunt.
It wants Dr. Young's login.
Never mind that. Get behind me now. Bane.
Oh God,
he's seen
Bane.
better days.
That diet
drained.
that diet program really worked out. You got to recommend it.
I don't know if I want to be that slim.
God, you can literally see every vein in his body.
Yeah.
So that's where the Titan came from.
Mm-hmm.
But I am also curious, who was young in all of this? Why was she experimenting on Bane?
That's a very good question.
Well, right now we have bigger problems at the moment. Like, for example, dealing with our first real boss of the game, Bane.
Figuratively and literally, Bane.
And he's unfortunately back to being a big, hulking, dumb brute.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, what we're about to see is, the extent of his screen time in this game, so I'm willing to forgive it to an extent. But as far as, the Arkham series as a whole goes, I think it pretty much goes without saying that, that Origins is still the best that he's had.
Agreed.
Yeah, honestly, if anything, the Arkhamverse kind of just really goes to show why. What am I trying to say here? It's it really tries to make a point that Bane kind of just gets stupid whenever he's injected with venom.
Yeah. Oh, and I forget if you had already mentioned when we were fighting the Titan grunts. What are you doing to make them start running in a blind fury?
Oh, basically just them being stunned.
But in order to do that, you're throwing a battering at them.
Yes.
I see. And
It's
then,
not like the later games where you can just do your super cape stun. And now we get rid of his venom, so we can cut off that bit of his health bar.
Yeah. You want to... This is unfortunately a luxury you're not going to have with later Titan fights.
And I assume if you don't do that command, he'll just regrow his whole health bar back.
Yeah.
Oh boy! I mean, what do you think that Venom's doing to him?
Oh, dude, get out of the way! Oh, that was a close one.
Sorry for that extra editing you're going to have to do, Hype.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Nice. Good one.
Not every day I get to play.
Oh no!
Soundboard.
He tripped on that dude.
Oh!
You okay, buddy? That could be better.
I would have loved it for at least one of these. Batman just up and just karate chops the pipe out.
Oh. Well, so far, fairly straightforward. What do you think of the bosses in this game, Hype?
They're serviceable, but it's, again, just an aspect that gets better in later games.
Oh!
That's fair. Ah. Ow. Ow!
What a time for me to not
Oh,
bring
dear.
the battle even.
Oh my god.
Watch out for the Raging Bull, everybody.
Oh, the sound effects of them clonking the ground, and
that takes care of Bane.
Nice. Bane, you're a danger to everyone and yourself.
Bane, you're toxic to everyone.
He doesn't need that to live, does he? I was like, he doesn't need that stuff to live, does he? Oh dear.
Not. He insists on it, but he technically doesn't.
Nah. If anything, honestly, the way I see it is that Bane without his venom is kind of no different from a drug junkie without his drugs.
Ah.
Yeah.
They'll still live, but they're also gonna be, you know.
Okay. I'm fine, Jim. Where's Quinn?
You know.
What a mess that fight was.
Bane was throwing you around.
Yeah.
We need to get you off the island.
I'm not a rookie. I can handle myself.
You're also no spring chicken, Jim. Speaking of which.
You know, on second thought, I probably should be back in Gotham. The missus is gonna be chewing me out.
I got the better.
No, Bane. This time I break you.
Beep beep. Beep beep.
And unfortunately, there goes Batman. I think he just killed a person.
No, he's in City. Remember, he walks it off.
Dude, it's like, Logan, this is Bane we're talking about.
But to bury a
This means nothing.
But to bury a car on top of him in the ocean, and anyway, Bruja, by the way, is Spanish for witch.
Indeed.
Yeah, continue.
Radio claims he's planted bombs all over Gotham. Gotham will panic.
Well, that's true. Like, one of Joker's countermeasures is that, like, if anyone tries to get on Arkham, they'll start detonating bombs all across Gotham.
It's Spanish for witch.
Jerry, did you have to start the boat now? I was trying to hear hear his explanation of what Bruja means.
Man, I
never took Spanish in high school.
Man, I was so ready to show off and say I know Spanish, but then Batman goes and pulls a Dora the Explorer, and now everyone knows.
I built it years ago.
Joker, no joking.
Plan ahead for situations like this.
Can you say no one likes an overachiever?
It's me, remember?
Oh man,
Very good.
No one likes an overachiever. You're one to fucking talk, Batman.
Even more powerful than usual. Joker
I achieved just exactly as a Batman should.
Dead Man's Point in Arkham North.
Yeah, well more than the average man.
all right.
Yeah. So, I'd say we handled a pretty good chunk of the story. We just beat up Bane and Scarecrow. Now we're gonna rendezvous over at the Batcave to figure out what exactly is the deal with Titan. But we're gonna be doing that in the next part. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Real quick, I love that whenever you pause, it does that filter. So now it's just Batman, just.
God, there's a new meme image if I ever saw one.
Alrighty. Exactly. Take care, everyone.
We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.